I keep hearing like the limit does not exist, or there is no peak to something, or no cap to something. And it's sort of giving that like you may be preemptively like projecting how good something can be, right? You could be doing this subconsciously, or you could have this perception or idea of like, oh, if I do X, Y, and Z, I will only be this successful, or I'll only make this much doing this or whatever. And I'm getting that like that's unnecessary. Like, I think that you may still be in the mindset that something like, I don't know. I'm also getting that you may be sort of superimposing limitations on yourself that could have been limitations that like an old version of you had that you don't have anymore. So say for example, you know, you were like on a fitness journey and like you were like running and stuff like that, and you made this habit of like I don't know, running like a mile a day, and then you had it in your mind that like, yes, I can only run a mile a day, like that's my peak, like that's what I can do, that's what I can handle, right? But it's like it's almost this sense of you being afraid to push yourself beyond that for some reason, or just believing that it would be too much. You keep saying that it would be too much, but you actually can handle more. So yeah, I think that like, or there's also the sense of you having this mindset of like, oh, when I come home from a hard day, I have to just like chill and watch TV or like play video games or something like that. Like I just can't handle, you know, doing, I don't know, say you want to go back to school and you're like, I can't handle like studying for the GRE, or I can't handle like writing a little bit of like the book I want to finish one day, or again, it's like superimposing limitations on what you're able to accomplish that don't actually like exist. Um, you know, but I keep hearing like, I can only do so much, or like I can only accomplish so much in a day, but it's an illusion, and you're just affirming that. It's like you're manifesting that to be true. It's also giving, say you have some sort of fitness goal, right? And this is kind of like a vague example. Like say you're like 45 and you have this mindset of like, oh, I can only achieve this sort of physique, or I can only look so good at my age, or I can only accomplish so much at my age. And it's like, stop saying that. Like stop claiming that energy, because right now, and just like overall, if you're seeing this, I don't know. I know some people get triggered by the term or whatever, but like you could like literally be a star seed energy, and I won't get into it too much, but you're not limited in the ways that some people are, you know. This could also have to do with, say you have a child, right? And you're like, "Oh, I can only attract certain people, I can only attract certain types of men, or I can only attract certain types of women because I have a child," and that's not true. It's giving like, say you're a woman and you have like a couple of kids, and maybe this is like another part of it, like maybe your body is in the way that it used to be when you were like before you had kids, and so maybe you're thinking, I can only attract like a man that I'm not physically attracted to, or a man that like doesn't really have that much like finances or whatever, and I will have to settle for who I could be with because of X, Y, and Z. But that's an illusion. It's not real. It's not real. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how improbable something is, as long as you are like, you know what I mean? If it's like, if it's possible for somebody else, it's possible for you. Like if it's so, you know what I mean? So stop claiming that certain things are not possible for you just because of like random things. Like, I don't know why I keep getting this, but there could be somebody who is under the impression that you will be unable to attract like a kind-hearted, like provider energy man due to like your body type, or due to like your past, or due to X, Y, and Z. And this goes for a masculine energy too. You may think, oh, because I am look like this, or because of this, or blah, like this and that, or whatever, I'm going to be unable to attract like, a woman that I find like, beautiful, and who finds me beautiful truly, who would actually treat me well and be loyal to me, and like be whatever. If you like want somebody who's like feminine, like you may be falling for certain like illusions and projections that are going through like social media narratives or something at this time, to where you're under the impression that something is impossible for you due to like for some reason or another, and it literally isn't. It's the mindset that's going to hold you back more than anything else. So if you can like heal that mindset that you have, then, and you have the right pure intentions, okay, you know, you will be able to surpass whatever like peak that you perceive to be there. Like if you, like, you know, you could even be someone who's like, oh, I've passed my prime, so X, Y, and Z is never going to happen for me. That's a lie. Like that's a lie you're telling yourself, you know. So it's giving like, you think that it's too late for you to do something. You think that like due to who you are you can't achieve something, or you think that there's like, you know, I don't know, a certain level of success that you would be able to attain, but you can't go beyond that or something like that. Like I think that there's like some sort of limit to the type of lifestyle that you were under the impression that you will be able to attain due to some circumstance in your life. Again, I keep going back to the energy of like if you're like a single mother, or just that if you have kids or something like that. But no, you can still get your dream person, and obviously like they wouldn't actually be your dream person if they wouldn't fully accept you for who you are at this moment in time anyway, right? And there are obviously, and I don't know the exact number of people who are in existence right now, like 8 billion, but like if there are 8 billion people alive right now, there's 8 billion different storylines that can go on, you know what I mean? So not, you know what I mean? So just because it's just something in regards to you thinking that, oh, typically this doesn't happen, or typically, or based on what I see on social media, or based on what people claim, or blah 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 statistics, blah 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 blah. You know, stop like believing that that applies to you. Obviously, I'm not like talking about anything that is harmful to yourself or others, or things that are physically impossible, like, I don't know, being able to sprout wings and fly, like, which, you know, right? I don't know. I kind of just mean that there is like a lifestyle that you desire and you feel would make you the happiest. And if it truly would make you the happiest, and you're not just like, you know, seeing things on social media, or like um envying other people's lifestyles, like if there's something that genuinely would be in alignment with your highest and truest self and your ultimate emotional fulfillment, but you're like telling yourself, oh, for this reason or another I can't achieve that, like I'm blocked from achieving that, that's like, again, it's like an illusion. It's not true. You can achieve it. There is no limit to your happiness. And I think that for you right now, you just have to like get in the mindset of like, yes, if I truly desire something and it is truly meant for me, I can get no matter what. Like it's giving somebody who's like you know, say you have a certain type, and I don't know, like superficial things notwithstanding those or whatever, just this is just an example, but like say you have a certain type that you desire or whatever, and then maybe you have like some like, I don't know, like stretch marks or something, and you're like, oh, or like, you know, I don't know, you're like thicker or whatever, and like you're like, oh well, this type that I have only likes um girls who like don't have any like scars or anything, and they only like girls who look like this. But no, the world is too big for you to be overgeneralizing and projecting that onto everybody who is that certain like phenotype or whatever that you desire to be with, okay? And if you trust the universe enough, and I'm telling you because I've experienced this myself, like regardless of how unlikely it seems, even if there's only one person in the whole world who is like, again, age appropriate and like fits your dream criteria, who would accept you and love you unconditionally, if you believe enough, you will encounter that person. You know what I mean? You could doubt it if you want to, but I'm telling you, like, if it is in alignment for you, right, it will happen. But you have to, like, believe that it will happen and erase any sort of, like, limitations or, like, limiting thoughts. You have not reached your peak. You're not past your prime. There is no peak. There is no prime. You can just keep ascending indefinitely. So, like, stop projecting those, like, limiting, like, terms and stuff on your life, I guess.